With us now in the studio is Steve LaRosa, and he is with Rodan Home Inspections. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
Nice to see you again.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
And I noticed on your shirt that you have a special thing that says American Society of Home Inspectors. Why is it important to use somebody that belongs to a society such as that?
I actually belong to a number of them, but the answer is we're required to do so much schooling every year and also get specialized training. And they actually watch over us, so it's like a watch guard. We also have New York State, since we are in New York, and they watch us also. So we have to make sure that we conform, follow standard of practice, and so on.
Now, you weren't always a home inspector.
Correct.
But you had some experience that helps you become a great home inspector. Tell us about that. What prepared you for the job you have now?
I was a school teacher. Always loved to work with my hands. But when I was growing up, my dad was a oil burner serviceman, was a painter, and a plumber. And one of my uncles was an electrician. Another uncle was did masonry work. So anytime they needed bulwark or they needed help, yours truly was called. And if there was a toilet to clean out, my father made sure that I was there. And each of my uncles usually gave me the basic stuff. So when I was a school teacher, I had time off during the summers, and I was buying homes and fixing them up and doing a lot of the work myself. So I was always hands-on. Once I retired in '97, I stayed home for a little bit. And then in 2004, my house caught fire, and we had to gut it. And I lost a lot of stuff. 40 years of coaching, teaching, and so on and so forth. I lost all my personal stuff. And I said to myself, I said, this is something I don't want to see other people go through. And mine was an electrical fire. Even as a home inspector, I probably would have missed it because it was a defect of lighting. They have what they call thermal shutoff today. They improved them. But again, I'm very safety conscious. So when they call me in, they know that they're getting this. Oh, here he comes, the safety inspector. And that's what I look at. I don't want to see anybody else go through the same thing. I really empathize with the people from Sandy, what they lost, because I know what it means. And been there, done that kind of situation. So when there is something like Sandy, or there is a tragedy or something, is that another time when you go in to do a home inspection after the repairs are made? Because they have to inspect them? Okay. Before and after.
Okay.
We usually go in. Now, we don't make the estimates or any of that stuff, but usually we'll go in and follow up. Many times they'll call us to make sure that the contractors did everything. Even contractors, when they're preparing a house for sale, flippers and so on and so forth, I do some work for them. Because again, just to make sure, it's not really to find out if they did the job properly as much as they completed it. I've done, $1 million homes where I've gone in and very innocently I turned the water on and found out that the pipes weren't connected. So, I mean, it's embarrassing. And the same thing with a contractor when they're flipping homes, same thing.
Now, on the form that you fill out, how many points are there that you have to take a look at? Hundreds, right?
Oh, yeah.
Right, okay.
Oh, yeah. I'm usually, a typical inspection is anywhere from 2 to 4 hours. A lot depends on whether or not there's a crawl space. I've been in crawl spaces up to 3 hours. God's honest truth, big house, just amazing. And then naturally the attics and so on and so forth. So every piece of the house we check, and we usually take a sample. If there's 4 windows, we'll do 2. The same thing with receptacles and stuff. We don't check every one, otherwise we'll be there for days.
Right, you could spend a whole month looking at one person's house from top to bottom.
Correct.
Do you suggest that before somebody sells their house that they pay for their own home inspection?
Absolutely.
Because that way they can fix some things that the new buyer might not want
Correct.
to know about.
And I'll tell you truthfully, I tell everybody, I said, look, here's the deal. Know about what's there. And now you have 2 choices. Get a contractor to come in and give you estimates. So before you put the house on the market, you now know what the costs are. I use the same example all the time. I walk in to buy a house and I see the roof needs work, I'm going to tell you, let's take $10,000 off the top. Well, you already got 2 or 3 estimates, and the highest is 7. You want to negotiate from 7. Well, a typical home inspection will run you about $500. You just saved $3,000, so you're way ahead of the game. And that's only one item. And then many times you'll find safety things. The biggest compliment I get is when the seller says to me, I didn't know about that, meaning that there was some safety issue. And many people innocently don't realize what they have. They have some problems.
You know, in wrapping up, one of the thoughts I just had, Steve, is why not at year 5 of living in a home or year 10 of living in a home, have a checkup on your home just like you would your body.
Absolutely.
You know, a body you need more often, but, you know, because things wear out. Either your microwave broke or something's not working, and sometimes you just live with the inconvenience of something not working.
Correct.
But it might be dangerous, and that might be why it's not working.
Correct. I consider myself a general practitioner, just like a doctor. You go to the doctor for your regular stuff, and then when you need something special, he'll recommend or send you to a specialist. We do the same thing, many of us, and it's so important. I mean, I go into homes and I have people, can I stay in here tonight? There's really no, you've been here 10 years. You survived, so you're okay.
Right.
But get it taken care of, and that's it.
Well, thank you very much for your wonderful knowledge. And people can go to your website as well, correct?
Absolutely. And my name is Steve LaRosa.
Yes.
My company name is Rodin. And that's what that's about. Yes, ma'am.
Gotcha. Thank you very much.
It's my pleasure.
Stay tuned for more on Live It Up.